It should be Ilya next. What is Ilya gonna ask for? I'm going to guess something about Rixia. Leaving it to Ilya. How about you decide, Ilya? Is there a reading you want? Oh, lady's choice, is it? You're betting it's about the play? That was my second choice, but I feel like she's of Randy's ilk. There's something I'm curious about. My dearest Rixia and Sully. Will my dearest Rixia and Sully ever come to succeed me? Succeed you? I'll admit, it's not the most conventional choice of a fortune reading. Still, I'd like an expert to reassure me that my eyes haven't failed me yet. So, you want to know what the future holds for your disciples, is that right? That's a fair way to put it. Can you do that for me? A simple task. Ooh, look at her go. 2 young dancers discovered by the star whose fervent passion sets the stage ablaze. Your disciples have limitless talent within them, but each is burdened by their own personal woes. The key to their futures lie in how they will face those fears and overcome them. So ends my reading. Their personal woes. Do you know what she's referring to, Ilya? I'd noticed that there was something on the girls' minds, yes? Though to be perfectly honest, I never really made an attempt to pry into their details. After all, concerns follow all of us to some extent, whether big or small. I trust the 2 of them to work through their troubles head-on. It's not my place to butt in. You can be a strict teacher, Ilya. But I've always respected that about you. I know they have what it takes to jeter their way over any hurdle in their paths. Otherwise, they wouldn't be my pupils. When the time comes and they're ready to take the next step, I'm confident they'll be the fiercest rivals I could ever ask for. Just thinking about it has my heart racing. I would say your positivity lends to your talent as much as anything. You think jeté is a ballet move? It sounds right. I have not done ballet since I was like 5, so... I feel a little envious myself. But jeté sounds accurate. Let's just assume it's like a leap or something. Why, thank you. Still, that's quite the impressive reading you gave us, Miss Fortune Teller. Skills that must take a lifetime to master. Where is it that you learned your craft? Okay, so Ilya asks about her past regardless of what question you pick. That's interesting. Whereas the other, like Cecile, when we asked Cecile's question, we didn't learn anything about the fortune teller this time. Traveling troupe is in a circus? Okay, so the rest of her dialogue was the same still. A jeté is a jump in which a dancer springs from one foot to land on the other, with one leg extended outward from the body while in the air. So like the split in the air thing is what I'm picturing in my head. Seems like it. That's what it is now, at least. We're so close. so close to being done with the fortune teller, at least. At least all of the questions we've asked the fortune teller have been infinitely better than the shooting minigame from last time. Okay, it's just Rixia and Sully. Yes, I'm blood type O. I think Risha's also O. I think that's what she said. Yeah. Leaving it to Rixia. How about you choose, Rixia? Is there a reading you want? I think she'll ask about the play, because I don't feel like there's any other question she could actually ask without giving anything away. Or she'll ask about like how Sully's doing or something. You want me to decide? Well, if you insist. Let me think. I met someone recently. That Shirley girl, okay, interesting, who was helping you search for the lost cats. Do you think it'd be possible to ask whether or not we're fated to meet again? You want to know if you're going to have to fight Shirley to the death, huh? You're just straight up asking that. Rixia. Yes, something that simple would be easy to read. This technique. You and this Shirley. I sense that your paths will indeed intertwine once more in Crossbell. While I cannot foresee what those circumstances will entail, that you will meet again is a certainty. So ends my reading. I see. Thank you for telling me. Bloody Shirley. I'll have to be ready for her at a moment's notice. I'm surprised you asked for that. You only just met each other back when we were looking for Marie. I'm guessing she left an impression on you? No, not in particular. I couldn't think of any other readings to ask for is all. She seems like such a sweet girl. I simply thought it would be nice to speak with her again someday. Well, I don't know about that. She's about as dangerous as they come. In more ways than one, even. Though I guess Ellie could tell you about that better than me. That's so mean. Ellie? What do you mean? Oh. Forget it. Forget I said anything. It's been a month and I still see it like it's right in front of me. Lloyd. Why are you like this? You know, young lady, if you like, I could give you a reading on what he's thinking about right now. No, you've done enough for us already. Her technique was immaculate. Could it be? Okay, this is the same as before as well. All right, we just need Sully now. Yes, I'm blood type O, she's A. How about you decide, Sully? Is there a reading you want? You want me to pick? Alright, I've got one. I want to know how my role in Archon CL is going to pan out. That's something you can read. I mean, think of it this way. If what the fortune lady here tells me is good, then maybe it'll mean I won't ever have to go back to the slums. Oh. Very well. It would be my pleasure. The heck? I see it before me. The path upon which you walk, branching out this way and that. Will you continue to reach for the stars, or will you fall short and plummet back to the land from whence you came? In those regards, your fate has not yet been seen. At this point in time, I cannot say the direction your life will take. So ends my reading. Okay. My fingers were crossed that you'd say things would work out for sure. That's one more hope crushed. I love that we came to this fortune teller, asked her to read our fortune, and her answer to our question was just, I don't know. You remind me of an old friend of mine. She too was born into poverty. Okay, we're learning more about fortune teller. Huh? She had the most despondent expression on her face the first time we met, much like the one you wear now. We grew close as the years passed, and in time, she had become a strong, radiant young woman. She then went on to meet a talented mentor, and has now found her place as a top-class bracer. Opening herself up to others was undoubtedly what allowed that girl to grow. It would seem you already have a circle of trustworthy companions to lean on, or so the stars tell me. I believe the rest is up to you. Up to me, huh? Yeah, maybe. I don't know if I can be as strong as that bracer lady you were talking about, but thanks. I'll give it a shot. You're quite welcome. Looks like it all worked out. I'm glad I invited her. Interesting. So we know that the fortune teller lost someone she cared about deeply. We know the fortune teller was in a circus troupe or like a traveling troupe of some kind. We know that she's of Eastern descent. The only bracer lady that I know that could fit that bill is Lynn. Because I think Lynn and Kilika both studied the same art, and it's like an Eastern art. Or martial art. I think. Or it's someone I don't know, which is always possible. One day I will play the Sky Games. It'll happen. Okay, Castle of Mirrors. I guess let's just continue in our counterclockwise circle. Hi. We have to climb the castle. Fran and Wazy. What an interesting pair. So this is where the wishing mirror is. You don't suppose it actually grants whatever you ask it for, do you? Well, of course I do. I mean, it wouldn't be much fun at all without a little suspension of disbelief. Oh, so that's how it works, huh? Maybe you're onto something. An absolutely enchanting castle. It makes me feel like I'm starring in a real-life fairy tale. This one is quick. Oh, bless. I highly recommend that you invite someone to share the experience with. Ellie. After first path through, you can just fast forward to the end of the next one. Oh, that is nice. I also just realized I should have reloaded and then walked over here and saved, because I'm going to have to walk back over here again when we reload. That'll be one ticket, please. Handed over the ticket to the attendant. Thank you very much. Enjoy your time exploring the fantastic Castle of Mirrors. This is literally Stargazer's Tower, but like cleaner. So this is the Castle of Mirrors. I've heard a lot about it being the centerpiece of the park. Honestly, it's more impressive on the inside than I could have imagined. Which reminds me, we still never found out what happened to all the books inside of Stargazer's Tower. Kind of forgot about that. That spherical astrolabe over there certainly lends to its magical atmosphere. The building itself reminds me of when I visited Grancel Castle while studying in Liberl. That's high praise. The IBC doesn't like to be outdone, I guess. So the wishing mirror should be somewhere in here, right? Correct. They say if you ring the bell and make a wish before the mirror, it's bound to come true. We should be able to find them both on the castle's top floor. Alright, let's start making our way up there then. After you. Hi. No need to rush, the mirror isn't going anywhere. You don't know that. Maybe the magical part is that it can move. Hi. Don't you worry, little one. Grandpa isn't going to let himself fall behind you youngins just yet. That's enough exercise for the rest of my life. I feel that. I would not want to be going up all of these stairs. I'd rather not. We've gone up so many flights, it's making me dizzy. Rather not what? Ah, what a climb. Look how high in the sky we are. What weird doors? Here we are at the top floor of the Castle of Mirrors. That must be the bell we're supposed to ring over there. Yes, and there are cords on each side to help us with that. No doubt, this is the place I'd been telling you all about. And there's the wishing mirror, right up those stairs. Remember, first you ring the bell, then you make your wish in front of the mirror. Now that we're actually here, though, I'm starting to feel a little nervous. Well, step number one's going to take both of us, so let's go get that out of the way. Interesting. Ring the bell. Ellie, go on your side. That should do it. Now we just have to stand in front of the mirror. Yep, let's go. This is not the side I was standing on. What if we do it in the opposite order? Well, we'll find out next time. We'll try. Here we go. Time to make our wishes. But, how does this work? Do we just tell the mirror what we want out loud? I think it should be fine if you say it to yourself. Let's give it a try. I hope that does it. Yes, I just made mine too. So, Lloyd, what did you wish for? Me? Well, it was so generic that I'm kind of embarrassed to say. I wish for the ability to continue protecting Crossbell. With you, Ellie, as well as the rest of the SSS and Kia too, of course. Why am I not surprised? I'll take that as a compliment. How about you, Ellie? What do you wish for? Well, for my mother and father's health and happiness, I suppose. You used your wish on your parents? You remember, right? They divorced 10 years ago. My mother lives in the Empire and my father in the Republic. We stay in contact through letters and phone calls, but I hardly ever see them in person. You should probably tell them to move if we're going to be going to war with those two countries. It's not the best plan. They could easily use your parents against you. I'm sure that's been difficult. I lost my parents when I was little, but I still had Guy and Cecile there for me growing up. Unfortunately, I had my grandfather. My childhood wasn't particularly sad, and it's not as though I grew up wanting for anything. I think the best way to put it is that I'm simply worried about them. Worried? Like I said, my mother and father keep in contact with me, and they always try to stay up to date on my life. But sometimes I think they do it out of regret for leaving me behind. I can only imagine how much it hurt them. Both of them are such earnest people. They're not the type to bury the past and live without remorse. But still, it's been 10 years now. All I want is for them to live their new lives to the fullest, to be happy. In other words, for them to forget the past and move on. I just hope you don't mean that unconditionally. No, of course not. I know that I wouldn't be here today if not for their past choices. But what matters is that my mother and father find happiness for themselves in the present. That would be enough for me. If that makes sense. Sorry if it sounds like I'm going in circles. No, not at all. You value your parents' happiness. I'll be praying that they find it too. Thank you. Interesting. Thank you for going through the castle with me. It was a lot of fun. I'll just be excusing myself now, if that's all right with you. Sure thing. Talk to you later. See you again soon.